Hello, everybody. I hope that you are having a good day. I was supposed to be having a photo shoot right now. I haven't had one in 6 years, and we're redoing my website. But it looked like it was gonna rain before, so canceled everything. The hair, the makeup, the photographer, all the things. But anyway, I've been meaning to do this Facebook Live for you guys. And I wanted to just add on, go just a little bit deeper, share a couple more things, follow up from our call on Tuesday about acknowledging by honoring what is, and acknowledging by celebrating. Some things that you can think about with your client work, as well as some things to think about in your marketing. So client work first, just a little bit more on celebrations. I wanted to kind of get into some details on that with you. So number one, oftentimes, we looked at on Tuesday that we can work oftentimes with people that have trouble celebrating, right? And many of us have trouble celebrating ourselves, even if we're good at celebrating others. And because of that, there are a couple of little techniques that I use that can really help a client take things in. So number one, if I reflect back a celebration, something awesome that's happened or something amazing about the client, sometimes I'll say it, I'll leave a little space around it. And then if I feel that it would be helpful, what I'll say next is, can you take that in? Just simple that. Can you take that in, right? So it sounds like the retreat that you led was amazing. You worked so hard and you showed up in all of your brilliance, and you really, really just, shared all that you could share. Can you take that in, right? So that little can you take that in can be really helpful for some clients as just a prompt to not just hear the celebration and understand it intellectually, but actually to take it into their bodies. So that's one little tip that you can use. Another is if you are reflecting a celebration with a client and you can feel, right? You can feel energetically that they're resisting it. They don't want to take in the acknowledgement. They don't want to take in the celebration. Or if you know historically that this person has trouble celebrating themselves, really honoring and acknowledging themselves, you can use what I just said. Are you able to take that in? Or sometimes I'll ask, how are you taking that in right now? That's if I sense that there's a little bit more resistance. I'll say, how are you taking that in right now? And what that does is, if there is resistance, then it allows the client to share their resistance to taking in the celebration, as opposed to them just being silent about it and going over their heads, or them getting annoyed, or whatever it is. So it creates an opportunity for you then to be able to look more deeply at maybe why they can't take in the celebration, whatever it is. If it's a client that I know historically has trouble acknowledging themselves and celebrating, and we've spoken about it before, sometimes I'll reflect a celebration and I'll say, I know that, sometimes you have trouble taking in celebrations. Sometimes you have trouble really honoring yourself. How are you taking this in right now, right? So, and you can also make it lighthearted, with a client like that as well. So those are a couple of little ways to take things deeper, to really support clients in not only processing a celebration on the intellectual level of learning and transformation, but to be able to process it on the heart level, and the spirit level, the body level. Sometimes I will actually ask a client to put a hand on their heart, right, to really take it in, or close their eyes. I know when I am in my own celebrations practice, I take a moment, whatever I write down that I'm celebrating, I put a hand on it, I close my eyes, I breathe it in, I want to really take it in. The other thing I wanted to mention in terms of client work and celebrations is that and you probably know this kind of goes without saying, but just in case, I wanted to make sure I said it. You want to really look for baby steps, not just the big things to acknowledge clients for and reflect back to them, but you want to look for the bigger celebrations, the smaller celebrations, the baby steps. We're all a little bit better at celebrating and acknowledging the big things, but sometimes it's really hard for an individual to see the small changes over time, and it can be really valuable for you as the practitioner to be tracking those changes for with your client over time, and to be pointing them out, to be acknowledging your client for them. So I always look for things to celebrate baby steps, obviously big things, baby steps, inner, outer, and changes over time, right? So as an example, I have a client who one of the things we've really been working on, she's got a great, supported her to build a wonderful business. But she has historically had issues with always feeling like her clients are upset with her, maybe they're angry at her, she's not done right by them, and then she over delivers or over checks email, that kind of thing. We've worked a lot on this, and just recently she was sharing with me that she went like a full vacation, a full 10 days, and she didn't check email once. And I really, she already knew it was a celebration because it's something that we've been working on, but I really took the time to say, can we just take a moment and celebrate here? Like, look at how far you've come over time. It used to be checking every 10 minutes to make sure that everybody was okay, nobody was upset with you, and you went a whole week or a whole 10 days, whatever it was. All right, so the other thing that I wanted to share with you today is that so many of the skills, I've said this to you before, so many of the skills that we are learning in Sacred Depths, we're learning them so that you can apply them to your client work and some of your group work, and to be more transformational. But you can also apply, and I highly recommend that you apply these principles and these tools to your marketing. They're effective in marketing for the same exact reasons that they're effective with your client work. So, for example, how can you integrate honoring what is into your marketing more, into your social media posts, into your sales pages or your emails or your sales calls, right? They're, not just clients, but prospects feel really seen and heard when they connect with a business that, an individual business, whatever it is, that can really honor what is. Now, you don't want to do it in a fear-based way. There are a lot of marketers out there that talk about what sucks and why you should be scared, all of that. That's fear-based marketing. You don't want to do that. There's a difference between that, because I always say in marketing, activate the gap. You want to support clients or prospects to be confronted with what's not working for them, with what's not going well. That does help make the sale, but you want to do it in a way that is respecting them, honoring what is, as opposed to activating fear. So how can you insert more of that into your marketing? And then also celebrations, right? How can you, in the various ways that you market, whether it's your sales conversations, your emails, your website, all of that, how can you really acknowledge your ideal client's strengths and resources and brilliance and what's amazing about them, right? So, for example, you've connected with my marketing, and you may have noticed, like, I always tell my community, the people that are reading my stuff, the people that are listening to my preview calls, the people that read my sales pages, like I always say, I know that you are incredibly smart. I know that you love to go deep. I know that you're a person of integrity, on and on and on. I really celebrate and honor and acknowledge the things in my prospects that I know they value as well. So that's another important thing that you want to think about integrating into your marketing. Right, I hope this was helpful. I would love to hear what you're learning from this little Facebook Live. And if you have any questions, I'll talk to you soon. Bye.